Namaste, fellow yogis. Welcome to the core and breath practice. It's only about 20 minutes. A lot gets packed into that, but what I mean by a lot is that a lot of intense presence. Less is more. So today we're going to dive into the structures of aligning, which I did in the last episode, and a repeat is necessary most often. We begin, and when we get into that beginner grounding, understanding, and knowing, then we can expand exponentially. So even if you're a novice, you've been practicing for a while, just remember, sometimes we fall off of that grounded, aligned self, and then we have to choose to come back to remember what we forgot. That we forgot is that we need to slow down. Okay, so first things first, let's come sit and take a moment to breathe. The breath that I've been really promoting for all human beings, especially during this time, is the simple breath of two simple short breaths in and a long exhalation. What that does is it quells us. There's a lot of sympathetic energy going on, meaning fear and flight, a lot of shallowness. That's a judgment. That is a judgment. That's an observation, not a judgment. A lot of fear, which is the common denominator of all discomforts. Okay, so calming ourselves, even when we're present in our doing our good deed and our hard work, doesn't mean you have to be scared. You just need to be grounded and working hard with that grounded energy. So let's do that. Think of Om, the sound of universal love, the vibrational frequency of love, consciousness. That's what we all are, a vibrational frequency of love. We're love, we forgot that. Yet, living through these experiences individually and as a whole, we do need to come home and then compost and release these toxicities that we've been ingesting by being responsive. So it's a simple, two simple breaths that come into the vessel, that's the universe saying yes to you, and then the long exhalation, literally as long as you can. You can do this anytime you're feeling anxious, coming back to your practice, just like any athlete at the beginning of a performance, they simple two breaths in, long exhalation out. So closing your eyes and just give yourself that. You can put your hand in any position you wish. Breathe that breath. Two simple breaths in, long exhalation. The exhalation could be out through your mouth, could be out through your nose, whatever you choose. So grounding ourselves for today's practice. Grounding yourself. Yeah. Perfect. And then let's bring our hands into prayer, and mindfully in your mind's eye, I would like to invite you to just chant the sound of Om. As you wish, you could just say Om, you chant it along Om, you do you. The idea is to be conscious of your present moment. Om. Thank you for joining me on the mat. When you're ready to blink your eyes open, release your hands. Let us stand. We are going to stand right off the hop. So first of all, if you're seated on a bolster, remove that bolster. Everyone come to sit with their feet spread wide open. This is the practice of learning to root to rise. We've done this in a couple episodes. I'm going to invite you all to tuck your right leg in, to move the left leg out to the left a lot more. Take your finger pads to either side of your right leg. Lift your bum and put your bum back down. Do that several times. So you're lifting your bum and you're dancing in your feet. Literally your feet plantar flexed, dorsiflexed. Then take it a little further. You're going to tuck. Very challenging for some of you to tuck your right toes under. You're lifting your bum higher. Then lifting the right knee. And then releasing the right knee and releasing your bum all the way back down. Several times. Noticing the movement of hip and knee and foot. So this is a practice. Those that are recovering from some sort of surgery, hip, knee replacement stuff, please practice this to your best ability. If you need a chair to hold on to get yourself up, please use a chair. And you'll know that if you need to have a chair at your spot, at your sacred space, please have one. Switch sides. So the left leg comes in, the right leg goes out. First thing is you just lift your bum. Using your finger pads to lift your bum. Just like that. Then you can start to navigate your hands so that you can lift your knee. Okay, so really getting into the beginner state, and we're getting deep into deeper tissues of the pelvis, not just, you know, the bigger muscles, but the deeper tissues. So playing. Now let's switch sides again, and this time we're going to take it a little further. Some of you don't need to use your hands, and you're already enveloping that skill to root, to rise, and pick yourself up all the way. Those that need the hands still, don't worry, be happy. You need your hands, use your hands, because now you're going to stand all the way up after you navigate that, and all the way back down. Switch sides. This is the practice. So hands or no hands, curling the back toes and coming all the way up to standing. So again, anyone with knee, hip issues and replacement stuff that's been going on, your scar tissue needs to move. So begin, even if it's just down here lifting your bum up today. You do not have to stand up fully. So everyone, practice that on both sides, noticing where you're at. Be at the level where you need to be, and then I'm going to invite you all to find a position, side, that you want to join all of us up into a full standing position. Once you're up, you're up. Okay, so feel that stuff? I know, it's pretty intense. So what we're going to do is stand in our mountain pose, and I don't think I really need the bird's eye view today, but standing at the front of your mat in Tadasana, I'm going to face you. So the 4 points of both feet are rooted down. Literally, we are going to pedal those feet, feeling what they are, rooting, grinding, or grounding, and then feel inner outer heel, both feet, and big ball mound and baby ball mound. Feet can be hip distance apart, parallel outer edges of feet to the outer edges of your mat, and or big toes touching and your heels are separated. The wider the distance for those that are beginning, because the balance is off, please do go as wide as your shoulders if that feels better. Next thing we're going to do is elevate the left heel, stand strong through the 4 points of that right leg, and then as you pick up that left knee, if you have a wide stance, just slide that left foot in towards the big ball mound of your right foot. Keep your right leg strong, standing without swaying your hip up, and pick up that left knee. Integrate fingers, knee crease or shin, and stand up as tall as you can. So lift and spread your right toes. Feel that energy, or take your hands onto your hips. So we're not swaying the hips out towards the right. You gotta hug into the center and stand with the left knee elevated. See if you can get your left knee higher. I'm gonna turn sideways. The bum blossoms, meaning thigh bones back apart. Sneeze. Oh, that was a good sneeze. So elevation. Your foot is active, even if it's in plantar flexion or dorsiflexion, it's active. Your bum is blossoming, meaning bum blossoms back. Feel that, and then release the left leg. Find your mountain pose, heel toe, whatever distance of feet that you need them to be at, or hip distance, or shoulder distance. And then start to elevate the right heel. Knit the belly button in so your neck is neutral, toning the belly, standing strong through the left leg, and you're gonna pick up that right knee. You can use knee crease, hands for knee crease, or front of the shin, but keep your bum blossoming back. If you need to stand and bend the standing left knee in order to pick up the right knee because your hamstrings are tight, please do so. Eventually releasing your hand from the right knee so that you could play with the integration of all those muscles holding, putting more effort into the holding of that position. So just playing with that, lifting the knee, doesn't have to be static, and then releasing, keeping the knitting of the belly, neck neutral. Good. So now we're going to add to that. So front of your mat, finding your mountain pose. Let's begin with lifting the left heel, knit the belly button in, picking up that left knee, and then extending that left leg back. So you're bending your right knee and you're extending it back onto the toe pads, and heel toe it all the way back until your right knee is at a right angle, and keep your drift stay forward. And extending that left hip, you'll feel that, and then we're gonna bend that left knee so that you get less of it, an extension, where you're really planting through the 4 points of your right foot and playing on the balls of that left foot. So connection here, bending and extending in that right knee. Now standing through that right leg once again, taking yourself into a little bit of a tilt so that you could balance out back left leg and front body as you take the left left leg back up, standing through the right leg and holding that knee in or not. For 5, for 4, keep your balance for 3 by playing in it. 2, and then releasing the left leg. You've got this, and we're going to go to the other side. So lift the right heel, lengthen the tailbone, knit the belly button in, lift up that right leg. Feel the energy bending and extending in through the left leg so that you can navigate that right leg back, keeping your hips squared and finding your high lunge, bending the knee and lifting up onto the balls of the foot. Keep that left knee right over the ankle to your best ability if you have to wiggle your right leg further back. So finding where you feel stable being in that place, because now you're going to press back down in through the left leg, lean slightly forward, toning that belly button in, get right into your gluteal flesh and sweep that right leg up, rooting down through the 4 points of the left leg. You'll notice I keep my drishte, focal point, and then standing. I'm going to continue that again. Lift left knee, elevation, 5 breaths here to your best ability. Feeling what you're feeling, see if you can lift and spread your right toes, connecting with that belly button, keeping your sternum open, neck neutral, and then hinging at your hips and flexing forward as you extend your left leg back, finding your high lunge, bending the knee and erecting your chest, your torso right over your hips. So this takes some effort. Beginning, and if you're a novice, you've been doing this for a while, please stay with me because you'll feel your inner thighs, your inner groin, everything will start to go, oh yeah, I forgot about those. And then root to rise and picking up that right leg, or excuse me, that left leg standing through the right leg. And then keeping it there to your best ability without eating your butt cheeks. So blossom your bum, knit the belly button in, elevate that leg, and then release. And one more time on the right leg. So when you're ready, root to rise, elevation, feel it, 5 breaths. Where are you at in this position? So standing in one leg really envelops the inner thigh and outer thigh and the gluteal flesh, of course, the whole leg muscle connection. And then taking it back. So you're really in control. You're slowing it down methodically. Keep your drishte. You'll notice I'm looking straight ahead, focal point. Feel that energy and then rooting to rise back up. And feeling that energy. Good. Yeah. Now we're going to a little bit more to it. Root. Elevate left leg. Pick it up. Let's see if we can extend it out in front of us without losing the knee height just as much as you can. Some of you can go completely straight, but make sure you're not eating your butt cheeks and compromising the lift of the knee. So even if it just looks like that today, that's fine. Because then I'm going to take it all the way back. So see how much control you have of your own being. Elevating up through the crown of the head. Feeling that energy, pressing down through the right foot, taking that left leg back up and forward, and moving it out in front of you to your best ability without leaning forward or eating your butt cheeks. So as soon as you start eating your butt cheeks, you've gone too far. So stay, meaning what I mean is that your bum stays blossoming and you're not clenching and doing one of these. I see a lot of this. It's that. Oh yeah. So extending it out as much as you can. And I don't have a lot of extension today, and that's okay. And then releasing it. Right leg, take your time. Keep those inner thighs activated. My fingers are always activated, hugging into the peripheral, from the midline, or out from that peripheral into the midline. This right leg doesn't want to fully extend, and that's okay, but extending it to your best ability, and then taking that right leg straight back, feeling what you're feeling, giving yourself permission to feel the strength of your being here. And when you're ready to take that right leg back up, standing through the left leg, and then elevating it out in front of you once again. Oh, hallelujah. Beautiful. And then exhale and releasing. And that's that. So let's take it down now. So feeling your inner thighs, root into your Tadasana. Inhale your arms up nice and brightly in any way and fashion that feels good to you. And then exhale, forward fold, hinging at your hips and knees and bending as much as you need to let your head go. So a lot of us hold the head up, so let your head sink down. And then invite a nice extended spine with a neutral neck, bending your knees and then swinging your hips from side to side because we did a lot of gluteal stuff there. And then heel toe your feet as wide as your yoga mat. pressing your fingertips into the mat, bending your knees. Now lift your heels and slowly navigate your bum down towards the floor. I know a lot of you have hip and knee issues. Take it easy. Move from hip to hip, and then finding your way down to the mat. It may be a bit of a practice, but we do want to learn getting up and down from the mat. Take your time. Once your bum's down on the mat, we're going to invite those knees together and your feet together, but reassess your bum so that there's a distance that you feel you can sit up tall. So if your feet, knees are too close together, but you're rounding like this, find a place where you can elongate your spine. Okay, elongate, good. Now from here, we're going to root those feet down, feet, knees together, flex your heels, and then scooping the tailbone and rolling yourself down and pressing your heels down as well until you're in this luge, I call it. And then keep on navigating yourself all the way down onto the mat. Fantastic. And then once again, once you're down, scoop the tailbone, root the lower back down on the floor, and hug both knees into your chest. So without props today, just playfully, mindfully feeling the pelvis, because I know that's where a lot of, when you do physiotherapy, literally they get, 20 minutes and you get to do all this stuff. Do you do it? Well, do it with me, okay? Release the right leg down, hug the left knee in, interlace your fingers or hold the back of your left thigh to your best ability, and dorsiflex your left foot towards the sky, okay? Then open up your arms, make sure there's nothing in your roadway so that you could do that. And then from here, we're just going to play with knitting the belly button in and pressing the back of the skull down. If you need that blanket for your occipital so that your neck is neutral, please do so. We're going to extend, as you knit the belly button in, the left heel all the way towards the floor and just let it hover for 5 as you knit the belly button in towards the back of the spine for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then taking it back up. A lot of you need to bend the knee and then bring that left leg over the crown of the head by pressing through the heel and the balls of your foot. Same thing that we're doing standing, but now our spine is neutral and we're able to play with these muscles more cognizantly with the support of the floor. So I can straighten my left leg out completely as I move it up and over without momentum. Okay, it's all pure strength hugging. But I'm going to offer up to some of you need to or may need to want to straighten your right leg to do this. So the whole idea is to exhale your left leg over towards your head and then inhale it towards the floor without losing the gap between your lower back and the floor. So it's going to be all abdominals here, just like when we were standing, it was core. So however you wish to bend or extend that knee, but the mindfulness of the left foot is active. So do this about 4 to 10 times at your own pace, but it's here, right here in the lower back. It doesn't have to go down that far. It could be here, 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 or here. Your range of motion is yours. Slowly using breath, not momentum, core strength. Then eventually you're going to bend the right knee or the left knee and the right knee into your heart center. You'll feel your inner thighs slow down. Trust me. Trust me. Extend the left leg or bend the left knee. Let's start with that one. Hug the right knee in. Head, shoulders are down. Knit the belly button in towards the back of the spine. Extend your right leg towards the sky. Check in. Shoulders are down, head is down. And then playing with the idea of full extension of your right leg, hovering it off the floor with pure hug in towards the midline and then exhaling it up towards the crown of the head. Not pushing the range of motion. Keep your sacrum down, your lower back down. And notice as you slowly use your muscle energy connecting to those muscles. Like this leg is a lot freer for me, so I'm going to offer up that I'm going to extend the left leg. Now I can really juice it up by pressing my heels away from each other. Inhaling, really being in the lower back as I release, hugging. Like I'm hugging, not releasing the hug, but I'm hugging. And I'm only going so far because that's as far as all I can do without my back coming up. And then back up again. So you're really activating those muscles. And your legs are parallel. They're not crossing over or moving out. Good. Did that a couple of times. And when you're ready, you're going to hug both knees back into your chest. This time, both legs. Palms down, legs extend. If you have bent knees because of hamstrings,
please keep the tone of the belly down and your sacrum down. You'll feel it right at the top of your butt valley. Dorsiflex your feet. So I call it flointing, where you press through the balls of your feet like Barbie doll feet. Your shoulders and arms and head are secure. And then you're only inhaling, both legs squeezing inner thighs together as far as you can maintain your lower back. And then exhaling up without momentum, but pure muscle energy. So slow it down so you're squeezing it up instead of throwing it up. So that's a habit that we must learn to, or undo the throwing up. A lot of people throw their bodies around with momentum. I honestly will say to you, after all my 30 years of experience, that's where the ligaments and then the tendons, yeah, they get broked. They get broken. So feeling that. Now, some of you may go, oh my God, I am needing to tone my belly button in a little bit more. Your legs are squeezing together through the inner thighs and the big ball mounds are touching. And so are your inner knees. So don't be a hero and try to think you have to mimic or compare yourself to anyone. I also see people that go all the way down and they think they're doing themselves a service when their lower back is off the floor. The whole idea is to protect the femoral joint by toning the erector and transverse and rectus abdominis and internal external obliques. So using your core more than just using your flexors, which create the lower dotted curve. So if that's too much information for you, less is more. Maybe here, using muscle energy to draw up, inhale away, exhale up, my lower back is down still, shoulders are broad, my shoulders stay down, my palms are down, inhale further away, exhale up, but it's all in here. 2 more of those, or 3 more. Make sure you keep that tone of the belly, you're flointing your feet. Some of you could go further, but remind yourself this is not coming up. And then hugging and bending your knees into your chest, and then opening up your arms, shoulders are down, palms are below the shoulders, and you're exhaling knees to one side using your transverse internal external obliques. Inhale to center, exhale to the other side. So again, we're in our core, our abdominals. Take it easy. Remember, this is about recovery. You can move your face in the opposite direction and feel a great recovery twist out of this one. So there you have it. My doorbell has rung and we have ended our session for 20 minutes of core and breath. I'm now going to invite you to rise up using those abs, giving yourself the practice of thanking yourself for your practice today, slowing it all down, and reminding yourself that the practice of getting up is to be done with kindness, with mindfulness. Tyson's coming to tell me someone's at my door. So on that note, Om Namah Shivaya, we are one. I'm the other you, you are the other me, and whatever distractions are going on in your world, come back and own it. Namaste. And watch this. See? You've got this. See you in the next episodes.